Today's lesson is Module 4, Lesson 10, Writing and Expanding Multiplication Expressions. Today we will just be taking notes over the lesson and we will do the lesson together in class. We're going to review some vocabulary and practice some skills that we will be taught in today's lesson together in notes, and then review them again and do some additional practice during the lesson. The first thing I want to review with you are ways to write multiplication. Remember, we can use the symbol that looks like an X, a dot, or parentheses. So, for example, A times B written with an X, A times B written with a dot. Remember, you can put two variables side by side or a number and a variable side by side, and that means to multiply. You cannot do that with two numbers. It only works if it's a number and a variable or two variables. You can also use parentheses. Parentheses can be put around each factor, or you can group them together like they do with distributive property. So 2 times A plus B, or 2 times A. Remember, you also can pause and rewind this video as often as you need to. Next, we're going to talk about the vocabulary word term. A term is a part of an expression that can be added or subtracted. So, for example, 7 times G plus 8 times H minus 3. This is an expression. The terms in the expression are 7G, 8H, and 3. Next, we're going to talk about the vocabulary word coefficient. A coefficient is a constant factor or number in a variable term. So, for example, in 4 times m or 4m, the number 4 is the coefficient. In 4m, 4 is multiplied by m. The next thing we're going to review is how to group like terms when you are looking at multiplication expressions. So we're going to go over a few. Whenever you're writing an expression, always try to write an expression in the fewest terms. So, for example, if you have 6 times b, you can write that as 6b. You can leave out that operation symbol. 4 times h times 3. I can group the like terms. The like terms are the two numbers, and 4 times 3 gives me 12, and then I leave my variable h. And the next one, I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times a times b. So what I did was I multiplied 2 times 2 to get 4, 4 times 2 to get 8, 8 times 2 to get 16, and then I put on my a and b. You can also do 2 to the 4th power times ab. The next example I gave you was 5 times m times 3 times p. Again, group your like terms. So put the 5 times 3 together to get 15, and then mp. In the last one, I show you 1 times h times m, and we can rewrite this as hm. You can rewrite it as 1hm, but you don't have to include the 1 because of the multiplicative identity property of 1. So 1 times anything results in that variable or number. So since 1 times hm would just be hm, I'm not required to write the 1. The 1 is understood. And again, we call this combining like terms. There are just 3 other vocabulary terms that I would like to review with you before we go into the lesson. Remember that a factor is a number or variable that is multiplied together to get a product. A product is a solution to a multiplication problem, and a variable is a letter or symbol used to replace an unknown value or number. So please make sure you get all of these notes written in your notebook, and we will do the lesson together. If you have any questions over these notes, please feel free to ask.